If you're looking for an awesome product at a great price, be sure to check out the link in the description. A shocking incident unfolded in Italy this past Sunday, casting a stark light on the rising tide of anti-Semitism across Europe. A 52-year-old French Jewish father and his 6-year-old son, identifiable only as Eli and his child, became the targets of a violent mob at a service station near Milan. The attack, captured on video by the father himself, began when a cashier noticed their kippahs and shouted "Free Palestine," igniting a cascade of hateful abuse. The mob hurled insults, screaming, "Go back to your country, murderers, this isn't Gaza, this is Milan, this is Italy, and you'll end up in hell sooner or later." As the father and son attempted to use the restroom, the verbal assault escalated into physical violence. Multiple individuals began pushing Eli, forcing him to the ground where he was repeatedly kicked in the stomach. Only the timely intervention of a woman who protected his son and Eli's cries for police finally brought the brutal attack to an end. The incident has been widely condemned by politicians and Jewish organizations alike. Noemi Di Segni, president of the Union of Italian Jewish Communities, poignantly stated that the attack highlights a deeply concerning normalization of anti-Semitic hatred, threatening the freedom and safety of all. Eli, speaking to Il Corriere della Sera, expressed his shock, despite acknowledging a growing climate of hatred towards the Jewish community across Europe. He described Italy, a place he had always considered tolerant and safe, as the unexpected scene of this traumatic event. This disturbing incident mirrors a disturbing trend detailed in the Anti-Defamation League's J7 Task Force report, revealing a significant surge in anti-Semitic attacks across Europe. The report highlights a dramatic increase in assaults targeting Jewish schools, synagogues, businesses, and individuals, with some countries experiencing more than a doubling of incidents in 2023 compared to the previous year. Germany saw a 75% increase from 2021 to 2023, France a staggering 185%, and the UK an 82% rise. The rise in anti-Semitic violence extends beyond Italy. Reports emerged of an Israeli tourist in Greece having part of his ear ripped off by an attacker who chanted "Free Palestine, fuck Israel, I am Hamas." Further illustrating this escalating crisis, a cruise liner carrying Israeli tourists was rerouted to Cyprus after facing a protest in Greece, preventing 1,600 passengers from disembarking due to safety concerns stemming from the Gaza conflict. Marina Rosenberg, senior vice president of international affairs at the Anti-Defamation League, noted that the pervasive harassment is causing many Jews worldwide to conceal their Jewish symbols, fearing for their safety. The gravity of the situation is further underscored by recent events in Germany, where federal prosecutors filed terrorism charges against a Syrian man for stabbing a tourist at Berlin's Holocaust Memorial, an attack authorities believe demonstrated allegiance to the Islamic State. In France, police fatally shot an Algerian man who had set fire to a synagogue and threatened officers with a knife. This string of increasingly violent anti-Semitic attacks across Europe underscores the urgent need for greater protection and vigilance in the face of a rising tide of hate. The fear and vulnerability experienced by Eli and his son are a stark reminder of the pervasive threat that anti-Semitism poses to individuals and communities across the continent, demanding immediate attention and decisive action. The rise in these hateful acts serves as a wake-up call, emphasizing the importance of fostering tolerance, understanding, and respect for all members of society. The need for decisive action from governments and civil society to combat this rising tide of anti-Semitism is undeniable, and the international community must stand united against this abhorrent resurgence of hatred. The events detailed highlight not merely isolated incidents, but a disturbing pattern that requires comprehensive and immediate attention. The global community cannot afford to stand idly by as hatred and violence escalate, targeting innocent individuals simply for their faith and heritage. The voices of those affected, like Eli, demand to be heard, demanding immediate, decisive action to ensure the safety and security of Jewish communities across Europe and beyond. The silence is deafening, and the price of inaction is simply too high. The sheer brutality and frequency of these attacks serve as a chilling reminder of the consequences of unchecked hate, underscoring the urgent need for collective action. The stories of Eli, the Israeli tourist in Greece, and countless others paint a disturbing picture of a world where hate-fueled violence is becoming increasingly normalized. The implications extend far beyond individual incidents, raising concerns about the erosion of societal values and the growing vulnerability of marginalized communities. The rise in anti-Semitic attacks is not merely a European problem, it's a global one. The interconnectedness of the world means that what happens in one place can quickly reverberate across borders. The continued escalation of these attacks represents a serious threat to the safety and well-being of Jewish communities worldwide, demanding immediate and concerted efforts to address the root causes of this alarming trend. It is a call to action, a plea for solidarity.